Hey, what's up guys? I do hope you're having a great day. In today's video we are finally going to be replacing the expansion tank on the E46 and getting the car to run for the first time in over 2 years. As you guys may have seen in the previous video of the E46, we got it to run, we got it to start up, but the expansion tank had a crack and everything went downhill from there. So we got the expansion tank and I also got the thermostat as well for it. So we're going to be putting those in today and turning the car on again and making sure there's no leaks or anything, so it should be good to go back on the road. Alright, so I purchased both of these on Amazon. This is from A1 Premium. It did have some mixed reviews as it would last either a few weeks or a few months, but as long as it can run for now, I'm fine down the road replacing it all over again with better quality parts. For now my main concern was just to get to run, and also got this back on the thermostat for it as well. This was about 60 bucks, this was about 50 bucks, so for 110 bucks we're going to get this thing to start up again. The very first thing we're going to do is remove the MAF sensor and remove the air box and maybe the shroud here on top of the fan, just so we can get to everything that's inside there. And so we're going to do that first, mainly just a couple of clips and 10mm bolts, and there's a couple of these ones right here, so we just take that off first so we can get to everything else. Alright, so now that we have that all removed, you guys can see that we now have access to the entire expansion tank. So now we need to unscrew this, remove this clip here, a clip here, so we can take off the upper radiator hose, and then we need to undo a clip right down here for the lower radiator hose down here. And before you remove it, there's also a clamp underneath to release it, and you need to unplug the sensor as well. I can't really record that from up here, so I'm just going to do that and get back to you guys afterwards. And just, you know, this is now when you should have the bucket underneath, because the coolant will spill out. So just to keep everything clean, just do that and I'll get back to you guys in a bit. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have now removed the expansion tank. The thermostat still seems to be in one piece, so I'm not going to change that because I heard that it's a hassle to take out. So it does seem to be in one piece, so I'm going to keep it how it is. So going on to the new one, you guys can see at the bottom there's the coolant level sensor and its tab. You have to unplug this and pull the tab out, but make sure you pull out the right one. I wasn't sure and I pulled out this from the bottom of the car. Don't know where it's for, I have to go back and look, but this was the wrong one. So I thought I took it out, so I was pulling on the old tank, it wasn't coming out, so I made sure again, and this was still in there. And now I have to go find out where this one's for. So I'll do that, then I'll get back to you guys with this one. So just for a comparison, the old expansion tank cracked right here, small crack, but it sprayed all over, so it was time for a change anyways. Out with the old, in with the new. Let's do that, then fill it back up and start up the car. So you have to make sure, open this up. If you are replacing the thermostat, do that as well at the same time. Make sure to connect the coolant level sensor again, and you connect the hoses, again. Make sure the clamps are on right, make sure there's no leaks, and it should be good to go. Now we have the brand new one all installed, all bolted up. The connections are all in place, it doesn't move around, that should be fine. I have these opened up. We're now going to connect the airbox back onto here, then start to bleed the system. Alright, so now that we have this all back together, what's left to do is to connect the battery up again and pour in the coolant. We have this OEM the coolant, this one's the concentrate, so you will have to mix this 50-50 with distilled water. So we do that, fill this up to the brim until the coolant is coming out of the valve over here, the heater valve. Then we bleed the system and it should be good to go. Alright guys, so now I got more coolant, I have the fan on, we're just starting to bleed this system. We're going to keep it on for about 5 minutes, make sure it all works, and then remove any excess coolant that's in here. You will need to use a pipette or something like that to get rid of the excess coolant, but afterwards it should be good to go. Alright, so now So now I got it to bleed. I put on the heater, screwed the back on. Now we're just gonna use this pipette and remove all the excess coolant that's in here, there, and start up the car. It should be good to go. Just keep an eye on the temperatures and all that, and that should be good, guys. So now we turned on the E46. It seems fine. There's no leaks. Just to make sure, I opened up the valve screw just to let out some extra air. I am not going to keep it on for too long because I still think it's still going to have an overheating issue, because even though we put in all new parts, the heat still doesn't turn on. So that's another thing to figure out. It might be the other thermostat, because I believe there's two in here. So I'm going to order that and replace that in another video. And there was some stuff coming out of the coolant that was already in there, so I may need to do a full coolant flush on it. When I do that, I'll replace all the old lines, because I remember half of them I did replace beforehand, but there's still a couple in here that I haven't. So that's next on the list, and that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, consider hitting the like button down below. The E46 build is now about to begin. I'm going to be placing an order for more parts, and doing more maintenance on it. It's going to be, I plan on using this car during the winter too, because it's all-wheel drive and everything. So more content to come on the E46. And with that being said, again, guys, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.